Hello friends and welcome to Miss Debbie's Storytime. Today we have a really funny book to read and it's about some bird friends that live in a neighborhood and one of them decides he wants to be really silly. But another bird does not think it's very funny. So let's find out what happens in Fruital. And this book is written by Antoinette Portis. Fruital. Did you see that little brown bird saying fruital? Is that what birds say? No. Let's find out what happens. All year long, the dogs went woof. And the cats went, what did the cat say? You tell me. That's right, meow. And the birds in the neighborhood went caw, coo, chip, peep, caw, coo, chip, peep, coo, peep, chip, caw, peep, caw, coo, chip. Until one day, out of the blue, wonder what happened. Little brown bird didn't want to sing the same old song. She didn't know what she wanted to say. Caw, coo, chip. But it definitely wasn't peep. She wanted to try something different. I wonder how well that's going to go over. Something silly, maybe fruital spruital. Definitely. Uh-oh. Crow was not amused. What did you say? Oodle? Uh-oh. She meant peep. Little brown birds say peep, said Crow. Like doves say coo. So true, we do. So little brown bird said peep. But 6 minutes later, something else slipped out. Tiffle biffle, just a little miffle. Stop. You are little and brown and you say peep. But she just said miffle. All of anyone? Dove liked to try to keep the peace. But not even snack time stopped the silliness from spreading because Cardinal figured out there could be silly redbirds too. This is Cardinal. Ickle zickle, pickle tickle. Stop it. Too late. Isn't this book fun? Now Dove was wondering if there could be silly white birds. Oobly snoobly? There could. You too, Dove. Try it, Crow. Do you think Crow will try it? Crow really seems set in his ways. Everyone knows there's no such thing as a silly black crow. Please come back. There's Crow. You too, do something. We'll mind our peeps and coos. It's a lost cause. But little brown bird knew they wouldn't mind them forever. So she wondered, could crows be silly too? Cloggin', zoggin', itsy boggin'. Ooh, look at Crow. Where is he? He's all the way down there. Fooblick, Dooblik, not a crewblick. Oh, look. Crow's getting a little bit closer. Sliggy, Quiggy, Zinker Triggy. They're having a lot of fun with their words. Look at Crow's getting a little bit closer. Puppy, Scrippy, Hup Hup. Look how close Crow is. Crow's getting closer and closer. I wonder what's going to happen. Whoopee! Crows could be silly. Crow said whoopee. Look at his friends, they're so surprised. Flodden, yachts, pleamish, ots, blurv, flisk. The neighborhood was never the same. Ink-a-pa-dink. Everybody's using silly words. Schmoodle, skerpoodle. Even the cat and the dog are using silly words. The end. Do you like to be silly sometimes? Miss Debbie does too. It's fun to be silly. Now we are going to make a silly bird hat. So let's go. It's time to do our silly bird activity. Miss Debbie has some examples here of birds' hats that I've made. I made a blue one with a smaller paper plate, and I made a yellow one with a bigger paper plate. What you're going to need for this activity is paper plates, small, big, whatever size you have. Even if they're colored, they'll work. You're also going to need some markers. If you don't have markers, crayons will work too. Construction paper, any color you want to make your bird. And if you don't have colored construction paper, if you just want to use white paper and color it whatever color you like, that'll work too. Some scissors, some tape, and a coffee filter if you have one. That works out great as decorating for feathers, and a glue stick. So the first thing we are going to do is choose the size paper plate that you want to use. I think for this activity today, Miss Debbie is going to use a big one. And the side of the plate that's going to be showing for your bird hat is the curved bottom of your plate. And what you're going to do is you're going to bend it a little bit, just like so. And then what you're going to do is choose the color that you want for your band and the color of your bird. I think I'm going to do a darker blue this time. And what I'm going to do with my construction paper here is I'm going to fold it in just a little bit and then push it down here. Then I'm going to flip it so that I can fold it over again. So I have 3 pieces that are the same size. You don't have to fold it the way Miss Debbie did. If you have a parent at home, they can help you measure the pieces and you can cut them out so they're all the same size. That would be great too, but it doesn't have to be exact. Once you fold out your paper, then you're gonna cut along the fold. If you need help from a parent for this, that's okay. Let them help you with this part because the fun part comes next. So with one piece, then we have 2 pieces, and then we have 3 pieces. We're gonna use 2 pieces for the band, the part we're gonna have connect to the paper plate and rest on your head. And what you are going to do is flip over your plate so you're on the part of your plate that you would put your food on. And you are just going to, excuse me, bird, you're just going to lay your paper right on the bottom, about the middle. Then we're going to put some tape down to hold it in place. You don't have tape and you want to use a glue stick or a stapler, you could do that too. Debbie's going to hold it in place on all sides here. And then when I'm done with that side, then I'm going to glue on the other strip the same exact way. Okay. This is going to be our headband. Okay, then what we're gonna do next is take your scissors and you're gonna cut along the end of the plate so it meets where the paper is. And you're gonna cut off the curved part of your plate. Just like that. So now your plate is nice and flat on the bottom. Then what we're going to do is flip it over. And you are gonna take some more tape and put it on this side of your plate. Push it down like that. And that's gonna hold the paper strip onto your plate. Put it on this side as well. When you go to wrap it around your head. Just like this. So now we're gonna bend it a little bit again. Just so it curves pretty well. And now you have the part that's going to connect. So put it on your head and have someone help you decide where is the best fit. And you're going to attach these two with either a stapler or some more tape. Okay, now we're ready. Now we're gonna decorate the bird part. So Miss Debbie's gonna flatten this here a little bit. And you can choose how you want to do your eyes and what kind of beak you'd like to make for your bird and feathers. So I think for this one, Miss Debbie just might use some markers. For this one, I use some googly eyes. If you have googly eyes, you can use that as well. If not, you can cut out some eyes on a piece of construction paper and glue them on. You can make your eyes look like whatever you would like. So I think for this one, Miss Debbie might make just some silly circly eyes. Maybe make a little googly eye here and maybe a little googly eye here. That's gonna be my silly bird. Now we're going to need a beak and some feathers on this side if you'd like. So with the extra piece of paper you have, you are gonna fold this in half, just like so. And on this folded end here, you're gonna make a beak. And what you're gonna do is just simply make a triangle. You're gonna cut from one corner in, and then from the other corner in, and you have a beak. Voila. Hold on to this piece of paper. You're gonna need that for your feathers. Now what Miss Debbie did to get it to glue a little bit easier is there's a line right here where it folds. Miss Debbie folded it back a little bit. And then on this one, I folded it back a little bit. So I have a little flat piece that I can glue onto my plate. So what I'm going to do is take my glue stick, put a little glue on that, just like so. Then I'm gonna push that down on my plate and bend it up again. There's my silly bird beak. Now for my feathers, you can use a different color paper or you can use the same color paper. Miss Debbie's gonna use the same color paper for today. And on the other end of the paper, where it's not connected, like this, Miss Debbie's going to make my own design of a feather that I'd like. There's two pieces of paper here, so hold them together while you cut, so that you will have two of the same exact feathers without having to cut out two feathers. So Miss Debbie's just going to start from this end, and I'm going to make this a little bit round, and then make this a little bit round, and then I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger and have it curve in a little bit here on the end. So I've got two little wings or two little feathers to add on to the sides of my bird. Okay, before we add our wings to the sides of our bird, what Miss Debbie did was I made a little fold. I folded over the paper just a little bit on both wings here. And then what you're going to do is use that fold to tape it down or glue it down to the sides. So I'm just going to grab a piece of tape here, and I am going to take the folded part, I'm going to put it up a little bit. You can put your feathers or wings wherever you want, think I might put them down here and just add the tape onto the fold. Push down and then bend it a little bit so that your feather or wing sticks up a little bit. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. Put the fold down, put a little tape on top here, and you're good to go. So now when you wear your silly bird hat, you can see your wings on the side. Now last but not least, you can either cut out some feathers on the top of your bird head, or you can leave it without feathers on top. If you choose to add feathers, you can use some paper. You can cut out some paper and add some feathers. I'll show you how to do that. Maybe I'll use light blue for the feathers. But really all you have to do is cut out a little rectangle shape here. And then take some tape or some glue, flip over your bird, and then glue it onto the top here. Just like I taped it, tape it onto the top. Okay, and now what you're going to do is use your scissors and you're gonna cut into your paper until it reaches the plate. Lots of little cuts. And then you can bend your paper forwards and backwards, to the side a little bit if you want. And there's some silly feathers. If you want to do the coffee filter method that Miss Debbie had done here, I just put a piece of paper underneath my coffee filter. I flattened my coffee filter out, just like this. And then depending on what color you want to use, I think I'm going to do blue. I'm just going to color with marker. I think crayons would work too. I haven't tried it yet, but I don't see why they wouldn't. And I'm just adding some color onto the coffee filter. And you see why I put the paper underneath there, because some marker gets everywhere and it does go through. So now I'm going to cut around the colored part and then give it a little extra room on the bottom so that you can tape that onto the back, just like so. And then what you can do is the same thing, flip over your hat, take your coffee filter that you've colored here, and make sure the part that you colored shows on that side. And get a piece of tape and tape it down. Now you're going to do the same thing. Just going to cut in, make some snips. And that's another fun way to add some feathers onto your silly bird hat. And when you wear your silly bird hat, Miss Debbie thinks it would be lots of fun to think of a silly sound that you'd like to make as a bird. Not just one, you can think of many different sounds. And you can say those silly sounds while you wear your silly bird hat. Have fun! Thank you so much for joining me, my friends. I had a lot of fun with you as always. And until I see you again next week, stay happy and healthy. Bye, friends.